Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make them bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
What's up, everybody? Henry Cejudo here, aka Triple C. Welcome to this episode of Bet Like a Goat, sponsored by the one and only BetOnline.ag. Guys, let's cut to the chase. The main event that was supposed to take place, Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka, that's scratched. So now we have Jan Błachowicz versus Ankalaev, the great Russian. Guys, you know what? I love this fight because of Polish power, and he's going up against with Ankalaev, the very, very technical fighter that brings in kicks, that mixes his kicks, that has the wrestling, that understands the distance game. You know what, guys? Enough talk. Let's take it to the gym. So Jan Błachowicz, the Polish power, versus Magomed Ankalaev. Captain, we have none other than Captain Coach here, the greatest combat coach of all time. And for Bet Like a Goat, if I had to put my money, I am going with Magomed Ankalaev. Why, Captain? Is because he's good. He's a southpaw. He's got a great body kick, and not just that, but he can wrestle. He'll jump in. I believe he's a more well-rounded fighter, so for that reason, I'm going to have to go with none other than Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I think that Dagestani wrestling is going to come into play. Błachowicz, Jan, that Polish power, he likes to sit and wait on counters too much, and I think Ankalaev's going to use that to his advantage and take him down. He lost on the ground with Glover Teixeira, so I'm also going with Magomedov. I think it's going to go all the way, though. It's going to be decision. Those guys don't throw enough.
Is there anything in particular that maybe Jan Błachowicz has to do in order to win this fight? Where is it that he has to take it?
I think he's got to put pressure on and sprawl and brawl when he tries to get a takedown. He's got to defend that first takedown and change the trajectory of the fight with that first wrestling defense. Put the Polish power on him. That's his only way to win.
If I am Ankalaev, this is the game that I'm going to be playing. Especially from southpaw, is I'm gonna be playing a lot of this, letting go of that kick, getting Jan Błachowicz to be able to bite on a lot of those kicks as he continues to keep damaging maybe that front leg to eventually go in with a takedown. And we saw before, this man is not afraid to go upper body. This man has takedowns from the open. So for that reason, I have to go with Magomed Ankalaev. And now, guys, the co-main event. I tell you what, guys, I just did a fight feedback on Paddy the Baddy where I was able to dissect him. Well, he's fighting Jared Gordon, a guy who has been submitted in the same positions that Paddy the Baddy is extremely, extremely good at, which is taking the back. I don't know much about Jared, but the only thing I know is Paddy the Baddy is probably being fed by the UFC. Anyways, guys, enough talk. Let's take it to the gym. And now the co-main event, Paddy the Baddy versus Jared Gordon. I tell you what, guys, I'll be quite honest with you, Captain. I don't know much about Jared Gordon. The only thing that I do know about him, that he's been submitted by Grant Dawson with the rear naked choke. And when I see things like that, this is where Paddy the Baddy actually strives. You see, the positions where he does strive right here, and I've said it before in fight feedback, is going to be eventually from these, whether he's here defensively, he's going to be looking for this Uchimata. Catches the Uchimata, gets the guys to spin over, he is going to be in the position to put his hooks in, to be able to look for that rear naked choke, and if history tends to repeat itself, I think that's all she wrote. So for that reason, everybody, I am going Paddy the Baddy.
I agree. You know, I think Paddy the Baddy's got the better jiu-jitsu. I'm not completely sold on the hype train, but I do know he got a lot of money coming to him from some certain sponsors like Barstool. If he's investing that money into proper coaching and proper recovery, proper training, I think he's got the advantage.
Yeah. Is there anything particular that Jared Gordon has to do in order for him to win this fight?
Sure, he's got to put the pressure on and keep it on his feet. I don't think if it goes to the ground, it leads towards Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, I'm just not sold, ladies and gentlemen. So if I had to put my money, if I could bet, I would have to go Paddy the Baddy. The simple reason why is the UFC is feeding this kid. They want to groom this kid. Obviously, anything can happen in the fight, but if I had to put the dinero, the cash money, guap, I'm going for Paddy the Baddy. But guys, the fight that I'm really looking forward to watching is Ilia Tipora versus Bryce Mitchell. I mean, you got an undefeated fighter against a guy who is 15-1. His only loss from Bryce Mitchell came from the Ultimate Fighter. Some people may call it a loss, whatever. He's 15-1 versus an undefeated fighter. A guy with brute strength in Ilia Tipora, the Spaniard, the Georgian, the everything. I don't know what he is, but anyways, the only thing I could say is this man could fight. Enough talk. Let's take it to the gym. And now, guys, this is the fight that I'm really excited about. Ilia Tipora versus Bryce Mitchell. I tell you what, guys, I want to say this is water and vinegar because I want to say that the contrast of these two guys are two different styles, but no, not really. Because if you go back and we watch Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barboza, he actually outstruck Edson Barboza. I mean, Bryce Mitchell does have his grappling skills. He does like to take it there. He's a pretty funky but well-rounded fighter in his own way. But that being said, we're also talking about an undefeated. That's the Spaniard, the Georgian, Ilia Tipora with a Greco-Roman background. A guy who has fought guys like Ryan Hall, being able to stop his jiu-jitsu to eventually get the knockout or the stoppage. Anyhow, if I had to put my money, Captain Eric, I'm going to have to go Ilia Tipora. The power in his hands just tells me everything. His defensive skills, the simple fact that he comes from a Greco-Roman background from the country of Georgia tells me a lot. So for that reason, I'm putting my money with Ilia Tipora.
Yeah, you know, Bryce Mitchell has been on fire, undefeated. He's surprising many people. I've known about Ilia since he was about 22 years old. Strong BJJ, strong boxing, strong wrestling. I just see him being better in all the areas of, all the important areas against Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell, you know, I've heard he's a sponge. He learns very fast. He put a twister on somebody for a win. That was awesome. I just don't think it's gonna be enough for the young, up-and-coming matador, Ilia Tipora.
There you have it. Any other transitions that you see that Bryce Mitchell could potentially catch, he's going to have to take him down. He's going to have to take Ilia Tipora down. I just see the advantage in power and in striking with Ilia Tipora. I've seen that. I've seen Ilia Tipora literally been down. He got my respect. He went up a weight class, was losing the damn fight. Third round came about, that dude went in for broke and uses his power when he really has to. So a guy that can produce power even in the third rounds, it just says a lot about him. Any position where you believe that Bryce Mitchell could catch him?
Yeah, it would have to be on the ground. He'd have to catch him. He would, and some sort of mistake, maybe Ilia Tipora throwing a kick and him getting a nice flash takedown. I don't see it happening though. I think the wrestler dictates where the fight goes, and Ilia Tipora has proven that he can beat people he's not supposed to beat. Going up a weight class to 155, being down 2 rounds, and getting the finish. You know, he wins this fight. I really would like to see the fight against the guy who wins the co-main event.
Now, if there's one vulnerability that I feel that Bryce Mitchell could catch a guy like Ilia Tipora, it's gonna be in a takedown. What would you do, Captain? Mitchell, you're Bryce Mitchell, I'm Ilia Tipora, you take me down?
Mm-hmm.
First, as a wrestler, what I'm thinking about doing is right away, I'm going all fours, but this is also where Bryce Mitchell shines. He's gonna be looking for the twister. I believe he has 1 or 2 twisters in UFC history, and I think his transitions of him taking risk will probably pay dividends because he has to take risk in this fight. But that being said, I just think Ilia Tipora's power is, and his striking, his defense is too good. So I'm betting my money, Ilia Tipora.
I confirm that bet, and I can't wait to see him go up against that Paddy Pimblett fight. Those two got a beef that I want to see squashed.
So guys, I didn't have time to break down every single fight. Anyhow, you guys check out the rest of my picks. I hope you guys are able to make your bets at BetOnline.ag. Place your money because Triple C said so. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdowns. I hope you guys enjoyed my picks. You guys remember, lock in your bets at BetOnline.ag. Get it now. Make that money. Triple C is out. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out.